Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Hearts of Iron 4, continuing on with my Make Love Not War series. And in between videos, I've done some reorganization of my air forces, mostly pulling them out of southern England as well as the English Channel, as my fighter force was just taking a hell of a beating. As a matter of fact, part of that reorganization is just dealing with the losses. I've gotten rid of all of the prop fighter wings except this last one. Now they're going to reorganize and probably form back up in this one, so we haven't seen all the numbers, but I don't imagine much more than this. And as you can see, the fighter wings that I have remaining are very beat up indeed, and I don't have much in the way of fighter forces. So I pulled out pretty much everything, and then the next step of that reorganization is adjusting my production. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to switch everything over to jet fighter production. So get rid of the last vestiges of the prop fighter production. But before I do that, I'd like to create a new variation, as I do have some air experience to spend. And the first thing I'm going to do is crank up the engine. And then, let's say, weaponry. And then reliability. Let's see if we can... nope. Nothing else I think we get there. Yeah, that's going to max things out. So that looks good. We got the engine maxed out and an extra point in weapons, and we kept the reliability stable. So we'll save that on up, get our B variant, and we'll start producing that across the board. And I don't really see a difference in production yet, but we are going to see a difference once I set this to jet production. And it may take a little bit of time before we get out. Oh, actually, it's resources. We're going to have to change some resources probably here in a second. And then the next step I'd like to do is I already have one jet tactical bomber group down here, but it doesn't yet have max factories, and it's on the low end of the totem pole for resources. I'd like to start producing jet tactical bombers here as well. So we're going to be phasing out production of a lot of our prop planes here. So... start producing that. Now, the one disadvantage of the jet tactical bombers is they don't have, they have like a third of the range of the prop driven planes do, but once we get into the next level of tech with the tactical bombers, that will, of course, improve. All right, so now we need to fix the resource shortage. So tungsten is the main thing we need, and it looks like the Siamese Empire has everything we need, so we'll just go ahead and trade for that. And what else do we need? We need some aluminum. Fortunately, I don't see anywhere that we can necessarily get that outside of Hungary, which I don't want to pull too much. Oil. Yeah, nothing has really changed here. I could probably get some from the Dutch Reich, but they wouldn't have much left over. All right, I guess I'm pretty happy with what I've got. And then the next part of this whole thing is I'm going to have to maybe... rethink some of my offensives right now. So, first order of business is cancel out some of these attacks, because I, at the moment, don't have any support in the air. But there are things moving around here that we might be able to take advantage of. So let's go ahead and start time up and see what we can do here. So there's attrition that these guys are... ooh, we got some counterattack here. How many divisions are attacking me? 3. That's not too bad. And I see a lot of divisions moving out here. Maybe we'll wait until they leave. And then we pounce. If that's the case, I'm probably going to need my fighters back in. I mean, not my fighters. At least some element of coverage. All right. So a bunch of stuff left here. I think it's time to attack. So if I were to throw planes back in here for support so we have some air support, I think the only thing I can spare is the close air support planes, as they are the only ones at full strength. I'll send them over there, but I have to, before I give them missions, just take a look at the situation. Ooh, that's the wrong... there we go. And we need to deselect the tactical bombers, which are at full strength, but we're not producing them anymore, so we're just going to hold them back until... when we can actually support them with the fighters, or at least cover them. Alright, so in southern England, we only have 53 fighters, so that's not too bad. Now, they might reroute fighters. Now, there's fighters over the English Channel, but only 19. So I think now is the time to strike with these, and we might be actually able to get air superiority here, depending. So I've got 1650 at the moment. And with that support, I think we need to push here. These guys are low on organization and strength. Let's lead with the tanks. Follow up with the other supporting units. Actually, to ensure that we're leading with the tanks, let's let the tanks come in first. And then let's add in the support divisions. Do we get that surround? There we go. That's pretty successful. Now, this is pretty strong still, so if I were to attack anywhere, I might attack this pivot point. But I don't know if I have enough strength to take it at the moment. So I'm just going to have to sit and be patient, I think. But I see some definite success here. And maybe that will actually cause them to open up their lines for me a little bit. Alright, so that was successful. I think what I'm going to do here, I'm going to allow those groups to move in. But instead, I'm going to move this group over this way. And then we'll support with who's moving in. And we are having some naval battles here. For sure. How is the fighting over southern England going? We do have air superiority, but they have fighters we don't, obviously. Some of these numbers might be a little bit on the old side, as we see our fighters lost. I don't have any fighters in there, so clearly we're not losing fighters at the current time. But we are bombing their troops and giving ourselves air superiority, as we can see in this mission here. We have enemy air superiority. What does this say? Stacking penalty. Maybe a little bit too many troops or something. First time I've seen the stacking penalty. Alright. Still don't really see a weak point that maybe I can take advantage of. So, in the north, I'm just going to have to be patient. Alright. Still defending here. Okay. Managed to push these guys out. I figure I might as well keep pushing here. If there is any troops in Dover, I'd like to cut them off, and if I take this territory, we'll manage that. I'm going to take these guys and half of these guys into this fight. And then we'll swing up and try and cut off. So I'm just going to go ahead and route everyone that I can into this fight. And it looks like we're making good ground here. How's the air fight going now? Still have it. These guys are still moving around, but I don't see an opportunity just yet. Alright, they might have reinforced here. Do I pin? I think I pin here, so I'm going to take the tanks out of the fight. And we're going to move to pin. And I'm going to move the paratroopers here as well. Now, I know this is not really a likely fight here, but I'm doing that so they can't reinforce very easily. Because I want to cut these guys off. Alright, I may have my opportunity up north soon. Because it looks like they're panic reinforcing the south. Alright, we're winning. Did they just vacate Dover? I didn't want them to do that. That's bad. I want to cut them off. Yeah, they just did that. Alright, I may cut some troops off here. Actually, it looks like that's what I managed to do. So, let's get the tanks in there. I'm going to take half of these guys. Tell them to stay where they are. As a matter of fact, I have a weak point in my line here. A pretty bad one. Luckily, they haven't managed to take advantage of it. I'm going to send these tanks down and the paratroopers down to hold that line for now. Okay, so now that we've opened this up and we managed to capture these guys in Dover, at least I think that's what's happened, I still don't feel like I have a hole here. I mean, maybe here. Or maybe here, although this is a river crossing. It may just require patience on my side. Okay, I think I wiped out all these divisions here. I'm not positive. Ooh, we got another... Okay, accept the volunteers. And there's naval battles going on here. Mostly submarines, it looks like, and bombers. I don't think we've lost anything at the moment. Alright, so I may be able to come in here and attack these guys and finish them off. So we'll send the paratroopers in. And we'll have everything on the other side of the river here. Just out of curiosity, can I attack over here? I can. Alright. I wasn't sure if I could, so I'm going to have to hold this territory probably. Okay, Dover's been taken. Perfect. We do have some naval losses, maybe. Alright, we're starting to take losses in the channel here. I think it may be time to get my Kriegsmarine out of here. It was good while they were there. Okay, so tanks. You're just going to come right into here. Alright. I still don't really see a hole. Although I may be able to push here. Let's lead with the tanks. Lead with the tanks. And then get the infantry in here. Alright. Might be able to pressure them. Alright, it looks like they're reinforcing in here. But I still have the edge at the moment. How's the air fight going? Looks like I still have air superiority, even without fighters. Huh, for some reason they're sending all their fighters in the English Channel without any bombers, so kind of meaningless to me. Alright, they're sending a lot of troops back up north. But again, I might be able to attack this pivot point, so we'll have to see how that goes. Alright, looks like we're starting to lose here. Despite my numbers advantage. Alright, let's just cool it for now. We have Dover. I think that really helps, to be honest with you. Where are the tanks? I need to tell them to stop fighting. There we go. Alright, I'm going to move the tanks over here. As well as they're supporting motorized infantry. We have a lot of numbers in the London area. It's probably going to be very hard to push on London. But I have a pretty good chunk of England now. I mean, we have Wales over here, a good portion of southern England. I think that's good ground here, and we're threatening Liverpool and Manchester. They haven't officially reinforced here. I may have to throw bodies here just to pin them. Okay. They just keep sending troops. I'm trying to wait and be patient here to attack this focal point. So far, they're not reinforcing, though. If anything, they're sending troops back down. Alright, I haven't seen any counterattacks yet. Alright, so far so good. Seems like one of the big keys to success is making sure I lead with the tanks. Oh, and I have got port strikes going on, huh? Where are the Kriegsmarine? I do have a destroyer for them to pick up. Alright, and it looks like I have new factories. Those factories should be going to that jet tactical bomber, though, right? Oh, it's saying we have more than enough, huh? I'm running low on tungsten again. Oh yeah, we're low on a lot of resources. Now, I'm not worried about the rubber because we're working on building refineries as I speak, so... How many factories do I have? 3? Alright, well... I guess I'll put them... like that. Okay, another thing I want to do is take a look at my tanks. Alright, so... Alright, I think I already updated this once. I'm tempted to go more modern here. Go modern tank here, save. And then... I think I'm just going to end medium tank production altogether. So, let's switch that on over. Where's my medium tanks? The medium tanks are now going to be modern tanks, whatever the current version of modern tanks are. And we'll be doing chiefly modern tanks. Now, I know there's still medium tanks in my forces. That's just because I don't want to lower the unit strength too much with those changes. All right. Oh, yeah, resources. So, oil I'm not worried about. Tungsten I'm going to have to do something about, though. So, trade. Tungsten. And Portugal should be able to meet my needs. What, we don't need tungsten anymore? Oh, okay. Not sure how that happened. All right. Rubber we'll take care of, so that's not a big deal. All right. So, no reinforcements happening here. So far, so good. Almost knocked him out. There we go. So I'm going to have to bring some troops back here. I'm going to take half of these troops. I am going to have to wait, though, until the defense stops. I was going to say until the defense stops. So, Now, the problem here is both Liverpool and Manchester are very heavily defended. Alright. Get these guys back over there. I'll send the tanks with them. And it might be time to push out in here. We'll have to see. Okay, so that probably shook some things up. I know it was only one little area that we entered there, but... see what we can do here. Now I can attack these guys from 3 directions. And maybe put enough pressure on them. To allow me to attack Manchester from 2 directions. Let's see what we can do here. I know it's a river crossing. You know what? Let's rethink this. You go there. Allow that to happen. Then we send tanks, motorized, and I'll take 2 divisions from here of infantry. And I'll take half of these divisions in. Alright, let's see. Alright, so Poland has sent their volunteers in. We're starting to have allied troops show up. How is the... ooh. Where did all these fighters come from? You know, this is why I question the AI sometimes. They had no fighters here, and then suddenly they just magically have 2,000 fighters. Yeah, sure, okay, whatever. Speaking of fighters, how are my fighter forces looking? Not particularly good still. Yeah. Definitely down on numbers. Well, these guys are going to have to go without support for a while. I can't contend with that many fighters. Alright, so clearly this isn't going to happen when they have more than double the number of troops that are here. But does it give me an opportunity in Liverpool? Let's wait until this guy's gone. 3, 2, 1, gone. Get in there. Okay, send the infantry in. Send half of these guys up. Oh, if they're not going to reinforce Liverpool, I'll take it. Oh, there's those Polish forces. Good to see you. Alright. Let's go ahead and just throw some more infantry in here. Alright, now I don't really see any obvious weak points in their line at this point. Who's not giving me... The Siamese Empire is not giving me tungsten. Back that off a little bit. We'll take some from Portugal instead. Alright, that works for me. Okay, so far so good. Guess we might as well send this division in there for a little bit more support. Yeah, they're just not really reinforcing Liverpool, so I can just push in on them. Tank did drop out. How is the... We still have a huge number of fighters over southern England. And we're still bombing up here in Scotland. Trying to hurt their factories. Alright, well. We just keep pushing here. Oh, there's the tanks. Deselect that guy who's pretty low on organization. There we go. Get right back into that fight. Okay, so we've got some improved infantry equipment. And we're into 46, so I don't see a reason why not to get the improved night vision either. So go ahead and research that. And I'm 7 days away from getting a reactor, so that's good news. Now, I don't know how any of that works. I've never done that game. Oil is getting a little bit more under control here. Speaking of that, should I queue some more refineries? I don't see a reason why not. Okay, that will do, I think. Okay, this tank division is looking healthy again. I mean, this might be a slow fight just because of the limitations of the controlling the air. I'm not going to be able to get more troops in there, I don't think, without suffering massive casualties. Although I may have more divisions to send. Not that I see. Okay, another tank division got knocked out. Let's send them back in. Alright, now we're stalemating here. I was going to say, how am I not winning that? I should be able to grind these guys down if they don't get any reinforcements. Okay, we got anti-tank weapons and the reactor at the same time. Alright, so first things first, reactor. I'm going to need to keep advancing that tech, as that is kind of a longer game. It takes, almost a year to get this tech going, so we're not going to have this until sometime until 1947, so a little bit late. Maybe I should have been working on this earlier. And then we need... Alright, so infantry equipment's all being worked on. I could get advanced, paratroopers, things like that. Could get support battalions in here. Artillery we're pretty much done with. Armor, outside of me maybe upgrading or getting variants here, we're done. I could resume air power. Industry, I could get more oil plants here. You know what, I'll do that. Only takes 83 days. And then after that, I think we start working on support battalions and things like that. A little bit more time here. And I'll send the tanks back in. Alright, there's only 6 divisions in there. And I've got 3 divisions to send in, but I'll be patient. Still no counterattacks. I'm starting to get more and more allied troops in here, which is helpful. Yeah, so I only have, what, 72 divisions, but the allies have sent another 11, and it looks like they either have or are sending 26 divisions. So that's starting to even out the numbers a little bit here. Go ahead and send these guys back in. There we go. That's the advancement I want to see. Yeah, very low on supply and organization. We're being counterattacked here. Not a whole lot I can do about that. I can't cancel the attack, unfortunately. That is a big offensive that's going on right now. How many divisions are attacking me here? Alright, so they've got 19 divisions in this one area, huh? Alright, well, I'll send one of my motorized divisions over there. Where else are we being attacked? We're being attacked here. I'll send the tanks. These guys will have to hold out on their own. And we've got a lot of support over here, so I'm not really worried about that. I'm just going to have to keep an eye on. I mean, I'm winning all these fights. Alright, I think we got to push here. They're giving me an opportunity here I can't pass up. Get those tanks in there. Get those motorized divisions in there. You know what? I'll hold back the paratroopers. They'll be the defensive line here. So we're counterattack on their attack. Alright, we managed to take Liverpool here. We're having to defend. I'll take a tank up here. Throw them in. May have a chance to take Manchester here. Although I'm not exactly sure how many divisions they have in there. Okay. So far, so good, and I'm seeing a lot of Italian divisions showing up. And it looks like we're winning here. Send these divisions back down in case we need them somewhere else. Alright. Well, we got more factories. I'm not gonna... What's the fighter situation? We still have quite a few fighters here. What's my fighter situation? They're getting there. I'd say about halfway. Well, in any case, I think this is a good point to put a end to the video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner signing out.